Hello, beautiful bunnies who listen. Okay, so now we are on week 9, practice 2, and thank you for those of you who have said that you like my fingernails. I appreciate it. They are, believe it or not, green, but you just can't tell because they look black on screen, but they're green. Very, very dark green. All right, so here we go. Which division equation is shown by the area model? Okay, so like I've said the last couple of days, if we're going to figure out the division equation, first we've got to figure out the multiplication equation. So when we're doing area models, we have to take this side, multiply it by the top, and the answers go in the middle, and then you add the numbers in the middle. Okay, so first off, let's figure out the first factor in our multiplication problem. The first factor is 16. Okay, then what is it being multiplied by? It is the top numbers all added together. So 50 plus 20 is 70, plus 5 is 75, plus 1 more is 76. So this multiplication problem is literally 16 times 76. And what would the answer be? Well, you've got to add the numbers together in the middle to find out, just like you would in a normal multiplication problem area model. So do 800 plus 320 plus 80 plus 16. Let's add those up. 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 6 is 6. 2 plus 8 is 10 plus 1 more is 11. And then 11 plus 1 more is 12. So you would get 1216 because it's 16 times 76 is 1216. Now, but we want a division equation. Okay, so you can write it one of two ways. You can write 1,216 divided by 16 equals 76, or you can write 1,216 divided by 76 equals 16. Okay, either one of those will work. It is up to you which one you do. All right, so here we have Rebecca again, and Rebecca is filling up a cube-shaped box. So I want you to draw me a cube. All right, so I've got a cube here. I've got one square, put a dot in the center, and draw another square almost exactly the same size. All right, and connect the corners. Now, what do you know about a cube? In a cube, all sides are equal. So if you know one, you know them all. All right, so, and it gives us one. It says she has already put some of the cubes into the box, 8 blocks high. Okay, so that means that this side right here, the height is 8. Well, if the height is 8, the length is 8. If the length is 8, the width is 8. All the sides in the box are 8. So if you know the length, if you know the height is 8, you know the length and the width and the height. Okay, so it wants to know the total number of small cubes that you could put in the box. Well, total number of small cubes that you could put inside the teeny tiny box that's the volume. And volume is length times width times height. And we already know the width, the length, and the height because we knew the height, because it said that she could stack 8 little blocks inside of it. She could stack 8 blocks high. So that means that the height was 8. So volume equals 8 times 8 times 8. Volume equals 8 times 8 is 64 times 8. And so all you have to do is figure out what 64 times 8 is. I'm going to come right over here. 64 times 8. 4 times 8 is 32. Leave the 2, carry the 3. 8 times 6 is 48. 49, 50, 51. Just like this. So your answer is 512 is the volume of that box. That's how many tiny little cubes could go inside of that box. All right. Which expression has the same value as 9 minus 3 times 5? Well, first off, let's write down here 9 minus 3, multiply it by 5. Do order of operations. So parentheses first, 9 minus 3 is 6, write in the rest. 6 times 5 is 30. So you're looking for which one of these is equal to 30. All right, so I'm getting out my little handy dandy piece of paper here. I'm not scared to write on the paper. I will not explode if I write my work on another sheet of paper. I promise you, you won't. So let me get this all nice and neat here so I can come in. All right, so here is my paper. All right, so let's do A. A is 4 plus 2 plus 9. All right, so write 4 plus 2 in the parentheses plus 9. Do order of operations. 4 plus 2 is 6 plus 9 is 15. This is not our answer. Let's do B. B is 5 plus 2 slammed up next to a parentheses, which means times 9 plus 2. All right, do the parentheses first. 9 plus 2 is 11. Write 11 here and write in the rest of your problem. 5 plus 2 times 11. Now, do your multiplication first. 2 times 11 is 22. Write in the rest of the problem. 5 plus 22. 5 plus 22 is 27. This is not our answer. Let's try C. Coming down here for C. C says 9 plus 3 slammed up next to a parentheses means times 7 minus 4. All right, let's do order of operations. So parentheses first. 7 minus 4 is 3. Write in the rest of the problem. 9 plus 3 times 3. Now you have to do the multiplication first. 3 times 3 is 9. Then write in the rest of the problem. 9 plus 9, 9 plus 9 is 18. We are not at our answer yet. We're still looking for 30. So let's do D. D says 5 slammed up next to a parentheses is multiplication times 3 times 2. All right, 3 times 2 is 6. Cross it out and write in the rest of the problem. 5 times 6 is 30. Ding, 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 wiener, wiener, chicken dinner. All right, so we're going to come over here and we will circle D because it equals 30. All righty? All right, and our for the fourth problem today, you have to take out your quadrilateral family anchor chart that you took down a couple of days ago. It looks like this, all right? And what you have to do with this is you have to remember that the shape is always the things above it and only sometimes the things below it, okay? So the question says, which statement is true? Number 1, all parallelograms are rectangles. Well, the only thing that a parallelogram always is a quadrilateral. Sometimes it's a rhombus, sometimes it's a rectangle, sometimes it's a square, but it's only always a quadrilateral. All right, next one, B. All rhombuses are parallelograms. A rhombus is always a parallelogram. That is correct because it is always the things above it. A rhombus has 4 equal sides and a parallelogram is always, so a rhombus is always a parallelogram because it is always the things above it. And the reason why that is because a parallelogram, the rule for it, is 2 pairs of parallel sides and the opposite sides are equals. And a rhombus has all of those things. It has 2 pairs of parallel sides and its opposite sides are equal. So a rhombus is always a parallelogram. So you can circle B, and then you can say that it is because it has 2 pairs of parallel sides. And because its opposite sides are equal. All right. And the last one for today is number 5. So first thing I want you to do when you're doing number 5, I want you to number your little numbers down here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and this is 0. Okay, so we are figuring out the best way to describe the position of the triangle. All right, the triangle is right here. It is at 9, 8. You run 9, you jump 8 to get to it. So I want to know two things. I want to know how far away it is from the x-axis and how far away it is from the y. So this is the x-axis here. This is the y-axis here. So if I'm looking at the x-axis, it is 8 spaces from the x, 8 spaces from the x-axis. And then how many away from the y is it? It is 9 spaces from the y. All right, babies. I will talk to you guys later. You are loved. Be sweet.